When people talk about the Titanic, they remember the iceberg, the sinking ship, and the more than 1,500 lives lost. But behind every survivor was someone who chose to stay behind. Men who knew they were unlikely to live, yet continued helping others until the very end. Some loaded lifeboats, some kept the lights on, some sent desperate distress signals, and some never stopped working, even as freezing seawater flooded around them. This is the untold story of Titanic's heroic crew. On April 14, 1912, the Titanic was racing across the North Atlantic. Passengers enjoyed dinner, music, and conversation. Then at 11:40 p.m., the lookout spotted an iceberg directly ahead. The warning bell rang. The crew reacted immediately, but it was too late. The iceberg scraped along the ship's side, tearing open multiple compartments. Within minutes, Titanic's officers realized the impossible. The ship was going to sink. As panic threatened to spread through the ship, Titanic's officers worked desperately to maintain order. At first, many passengers refused to leave. The Titanic still appeared safe. Some lifeboats departed only half full. Witnesses later recalled seeing them directing crowds, loading lifeboats and helping women and children escape. None survived. Deep inside the ship, Jack Phillips and Harold Bride were fighting a different battle. They transmitted distress signals non-stop, CQD, then the newer distress signal, SOS. Their messages reached nearby ships and spread across the Atlantic. The operators could have abandoned their posts. Instead, they continued transmitting until the very last moments. While passengers rushed toward lifeboats, another group of heroes was trapped deep below deck. Titanic's engineers. They kept electricity flowing, they kept lights burning, they kept pumps working. The engineers knew exactly what staying behind meant, yet they remained at their stations. Nearly all of them died. As fear spread across the decks, the Titanic's musicians began to play. Led by Wallace Hartley, they performed as passengers gathered. The music provided comfort. It helped reduce panic. And for a brief moment, it gave people something to focus on. At the center of the crisis stood Captain Edward Smith. This was supposed to be his final voyage before retirement. What is certain is that Captain Smith never attempted to save himself. He remained aboard as the Titanic disappeared. More than a century later, their names are often overshadowed by the ship itself. But without their sacrifices, far fewer would have survived. The Titanic was lost, but its crew left behind one of history's greatest examples of courage under impossible circumstances.